turntables, microphones, current and ready. Stand by for transmitter switch. That's it. He's on the air.
And now, from the middle of the nerf room, deep in the bowels of Ferd's Dry Cleaners, Animal Husbandry College, and all-night massage parlor, located high atop the unusually tasteless Bozo building, overlooking the towering LNB skyscraper, just blocks away from the Woody Dumas Memorial Combination Foghorn and Air Raid Siren, and a mere 78 miles down lovely I-10 across acres of swamp and insect-infested bayou, from the always exciting and oftentimes treated with penicillin New Orleans, the home of the foot-long cockroach, water-wing capital, and Venice of the Western Hemisphere, comes the close and fold to reseal portion of the Ross and Wilson radio program, with the measure B, the little feet of Andy Kirk and his 12 clouds of joy walking and swinging, and providing the answer, bunker, one a day, and rubbing shoulders with Farrah Fawcett to the question, name a hill, a pill, and a thrill. WJBO time 5:36. Ross Brittain cooking along. It is Groundhog Day. 42 degrees, cloudy skies, and patchy fog in parts of the Baton Rouge area.
WJBO time 5:41. Think we ought to tell them now?
Yes, I think now would be just as an appropriate time as any.
Since we don't have groundhogs down here, we've arranged for resident short person Beverly Lauren to pop up out of a manhole cover on Florida Boulevard at about 20 minutes of 8 this morning.
It's going to be great.
Stay tuned for the location.
Hope you'll be there. We're going to cover all the play-by-play, pop-by-pop. WJBO time 5:44.
Right, okay.
So easy to love. Leo Sayer.
Tell you in just a minute.
How you doing today? It's a really icky day outside. Cloudy and 42 degrees, patchy fog in the Baton Rouge area. Who's that on the phone?
The guy on the telephone wanted to know what would happen if Beverly Lauren saw a shadow when she comes up out of the manhole cover this morning.
Yeah?
6 weeks supply of platform shoes. WJBO time 5:48, 12 minutes away from 6 o'clock. Seals and Cross, Diamond Girl, 14-carat friend right there.
42 degrees outside, cloudy weather, patchy fog in parts of the Baton Rouge area. Hey, if you're out driving, please be careful because it's really bad out there and probably going to get worse.
Ross and Wilson making another one of our rare public appearances tomorrow night.
That's right.
Just think, only about 36 hours away from the truly exciting and incredibly omnipotent, not to mention speedy relief of the burro races, so to speak, out at the rodeo.
I don't know other way you could say it and still be clean about it.
Right. Ross and I are going to place our...
yes, on the line.
Yes. So come on out. You see Ross and Wilson on the hoof, so to speak, out at the Cow Palace at LSU, 8 o'clock tomorrow during the rodeo, tomorrow night.
Got a great show for you coming up.
We do.
Your horoscope coming up.
Horoscope.
Also, Today in History.
Today in History.
Rex Ross's Showbiz Rumor. Well, they can't all be winners. And another chapter.
He's a winner, all right.
Another chapter of another hospital. So, also, all the latest news coming up with David Hartman, Beverly Lauren, Andy Leopold,
and Eric Mindell.
Thank you, at just about 6 o'clock. So stick around. It's going to be great.
We play it for you on WJBO.
Time 5:53.
42 degrees outside. You know, I've been thinking we ought to probably make up with Beverly for all those unkind short remarks.
Maybe we ought to take her out to dinner. What do you think?
I think that's a good idea. What have you got in mind?
I don't know. Short ribs, strawberry shortcake,
Tribulus surpies,
baby lima beans,
shrimp cocktail. WJBO time 5:56.
That's 4 minutes away from 6 o'clock with Ross and Wilson, rainy and dewy.
Yeah, 42 degrees outside. Probably a traveler's advisory in effect for the Baton Rouge area because of all the patchy fog and stuff around.
And now, time once again to look down the scope with great horror. As we look at your horoscope of the day, here is our resident stargazer.
Yes, I am.
And umbrella holder for General Manager George Jenny. Ross.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome so much.
Your horoscope, according to the stars, you are a frustrated painter.
Yeah.
It's true. Your chart indicates that in an effort to boost your career, you might consider cutting off an ear. But remember, if you do, you'll end up paying a lot of money for custom-made dye glasses.
WJBO. Another chat with the nation. I'm David Hartman.
And I'm Beverly Lauren, WJBO News.
Percent by this afternoon.
so things are not looking all that bad. Right now, though, in Baton Rouge, it is still raining and cloudy, and the temperature is 42, so maybe I can be friends again with you if it stops raining.
We'll certainly try.
I'm not deflating my water wings yet. I'm David Hartman.
And I'm Beverly Lauren, WJBO News.
Now the moment everyone has been waiting about 23 hours for. We dip into the trove of minutia with Ross and Wilson.
Thank you so much, David.
Yes, hot news in a continuing effort to sell the American public on the Panama Canal Treaty. President Carter has commissioned world-famous author and screenwriter Alex Haley to rewrite his successful TV series for presentation next month.
That's right. Look for a root canal coming to Channel 2.
Check local listings for time and channel.
Ross and Wilson, we play it for you on WJBO.
WJBO time, 6:12, 12 minutes after 6 o'clock. 42 degrees outside, patchy fog, cloudy skies, and light rain all over Louisiana.
Outside of that, it's a nice day.
It's Groundhog Day.
Yes, it is.
Today is the day when Punxsutawney Pete, am I right?
Phil.
Oh, well, I was
Punxsutawney
close.
Phil pops out of his little whatever up there in Gobbler's Knob, Pennsylvania. Yeah, that's quite a thing up there.
It is.
All these guys got tuxedos and everything, stand around in the snow and wait for this dumb animal to crawl out and do his number.
Speaking of crawling out, Ross and Wilson will be making yet another rare public appearance this Saturday morning, 10:30.
Actually, it's kind of medium rare.
The annual LSU Civil Engineering Department and Association Concrete Canoe Race at the dock on University Lake.
That's right. We'll be sitting on our docks, or on
So to
the
speak,
dock,
yes,
as it were.
of the bay.
And
Such an old joke.
right, whistling the Otis Redding tune. But we'll be out there, and I understand they're going to have some goodies, too. They're going to have some things to eat and drink and be merry and all the rest of that business.
Terrific.
So I'm really looking forward to that one.
Oh, by the way, I did want to remind you, too, this Saturday at 2:50, it's LSU basketball.
Oh, my.
LSU takes on the University of Georgia over in Athens, Georgia.
Ross's favorite school.
We'll be covering all the... I don't want to talk about it.
All right.
As a graduate of Georgia Tech, read my lips.
As it were. Right here on our big silver screen, friends, we'll be bringing you all the action.
Bounce by bounce.
Play-by-play.
And pass by pass.
And towels by cannon.
Slam dunk by slam. Towels by cannon?
You know the big towel manufacturer?
Yes.
Cold weather is here.
WJBO time 6:18.
It's raining outside and 42 degrees.
Cloudy skies,
Patchy fog.
and
Ross and
generally
Wilson.
travelers warning out.
WJBO. Baton Rouge.
More contaminated oranges found. I'm Beverly Lauren, WJBO News.
News.
Fine. I'm Beverly Lauren, WJBO News.
I'll drink to that.
Beverly, great newscast.
Another superb delivery.
Sterling.
It certainly was excellent how she brought out that today is Groundhog Day. Of course, as most native Southerners know, but maybe some people that have moved down here from the north don't know, down here in the south, we do not have groundhogs.
That's right.
The water table is so high, so we've got to make do with what we got.
And Beverly, of course, you know what happens if David Hartman sees his shadow.
That's right. 6 weeks in the Atchafalaya Basin. And now,
Time once again
for another regular feature irritation of the Ross and Wilson radio program. Thank you. Time once again to exercise our keen sense for the obvious as we pillage the pits and delve into the depths of the damp and dusty, disabling and debilitating, dark and dingy Ross and Wilson Musical Archives and Body Odor Analysis Center as we do the Frug down memory lane.
Memory, memory, sweet and pure and clear.
You're going to like this one, Ross.
Memory, memory,
You always say that. Ready on the left?
Ready on the right.
Ready on the firing line, Tonto? All right, roll 'em.
return the sender.
Time 6:29, 29 minutes after 6 o'clock with Ross and Wilson. 1962.
62, huh?
62, and the King returned to sender. You know, it'd take a lot longer to return to sender now.
Post office being the way it is.
So much for efficiency. That was right after I broke up with Billy Ann Linhart, and just before I met Lauren Sills at the Roaring Twenties party in New Jersey. Let me see, May, April, March, March, April, May. Yeah, just 60 days. I was just on the rebound, as they say in the trade.
Well, 1950 what?
62.
62?
Yep.
Gee, that's I was 11 years old then.
Oh, really?
That was the year that
It was a good year to be 11.
Uncle Leroy came to stay with us.
Oh, the minister in your family.
No, that was Uncle Leroy was the black sheep of the family. You're thinking of Uncle Bob, the minister.
I'm sorry.
Uncle Leroy
of the family.
Uncle Leroy was on welfare for a while.
Oh, I meant to ask you about that.
Yes.
How did that?
Well, he was eating dog food at one point to save money. It was so bad.
Oh, my goodness.
He said he had to stop, though, when his neighbor's car pulled out of the driveway and he found himself chasing it down the street.
It's free. It's the all-new 19 February the 5th.
WJBO time, 6:30.
And on this coming Monday night,
Yes?
Ross and Wilson are going to be making another excruciating, rare public appearance at the Terrace.
Doesn't happen too often, but we'll be doing it.
That's right.
What we'll be doing
What will we be doing?
is emceeing a gong show.
Ah, yes, the first of many.
Right up our alley, so to speak. You can audition Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. till 6 p.m. out at the Terrace. It's at the Holiday Inn South.
That's right.
This week, they've got Hubcap and the Tire Tools out there. They'll be playing all sorts of 50s rock and roll and live disco from Caper of Dallas.
That's right. And if you are the winner of the Gong Show, there's a lot of nifty prizes all lined up for you. So make plans to be out there Monday night, starting at 8 o'clock, the Gong Show, with another live and in-color appearance of Ross and Wilson, your radio fiend.
Thank you so much. And now, today's episode of Another Hospital.
Should I get my mouth fixed?
The true life story of a moral. Today's moral is, buy low, sell high.
I'll drink to that.
We'll have today's episode in just 30 seconds.
Spring green savings are yours now at One Myers. Save 20 to 25% payment plan.
WJBO time, 6:32. And now, today's episode of
I'm ready.
Another Hospital.
Good morning, radio friends. You'll remember when we last left our story, Stephen Portnoy, the Baton Rouge General Hospital anesthesiologist, had answered Barney's Beanery when Dr. Fitzboodle had asked him where he gets his gas. Unbeknownst to Dr. Fitzboodle, at that very moment, his wife was studying up on native cooking, but was having trouble finding a native small enough to fit in the pot. Meanwhile, the nurses were in an uproar over the new regulation requiring them to wear topless uniforms while working the swing shift.
Now, what will happen when Wilma finds out Fred's check bounced at the blood bank? Will Rosemary have a devil of a time raising her baby? And will Dr. Billingsley chastise Dr. Beaumont, the surgeon, for being such a cut-up?
Be with us again anytime you dare for another true life exciting episode of Another Hospital.
Transcribed.
Ross and Wilson speaking.
But wall paint goes on easy and...
Materials, 920 Court Street in Port Allen.
WJBO time, 6:34.
Raining outside, 42 degrees. Be very careful.
Yes, cloudy skies. There is patchy fog and a traveler's advisory in effect, so be careful if you're out driving. Here's David Gates.
We play it for you on WJBO.
WJBO time, 6:36. 24 minutes away from 7 o'clock with Ross and Wilson.
Got a great show coming up for you.
Hello.
Still to come, Today in History and Rex Russ. Stick around. WJBO time, 6:39 with Ross and Wilson.
21 minutes away from 7 o'clock.
We'd like to congratulate Mort Katz,
Phyllis Nielsen,
Don Wilson,
and Mrs. Leslie
They
LeBlanc.
each won $20 for helping Brian Wilson clean up Baton Rouge in his search for a garbage truck yesterday.
It was the day before yesterday. It was really exciting, and never did find that sucker, but that's okay. We made 4 people $20 richer than they were. What more can you ask for?
And we'll do it again next week.
That's right.
Stick around for details.
We're having a sale at Auto. Going to be your Ford dealer.
Coming up next, WJBO News with David Hartman.
Yes, I can't believe all the pictures of the snow up north on the news.
Snow
last
up
night.
north, yes.
I haven't seen that much white stuff since I pinched a waitress who was carrying a vat of grits.
WJBO. Baton Rouge.
The problems. He runs the 40-yard dash in 4.7 seconds.
Terrific. Are you celebrating Groundhog Day today?
I'm up, aren't I?
Yeah, so to speak.
Good point.
Of course, everybody knows that that Andy is from Miami
That's right.
originally, and
They don't have groundhogs in Miami either.
that's right. Then, of course, we don't have groundhogs here in Baton Rouge, so we're trying to make do with what we've got. For example, if Andy Leopold sees his shadow today,
We go into a 6-week slump.
WJBO.
come. WJBO time, 6:51, 9 minutes away from 7 o'clock. Spanky and our gang, one of the great groups of the 60s and making every minute count. I really like those guys.
42 degrees, cloudy skies.
And girl.
And patchy fog in the Baton Rouge area. Be careful if you're out driving. And, oh, there's somebody at the door.
Who's that knocking? It's not time for Eric.
No, it's not time for Rex Ross.
Wanda Lust isn't here today. She got caught in the rain in her balsa wood economy. Oh, my goodness. Thurgood overboard.
I've been looking all over town for some of that barbecue. You know what I mean?
Oh, you like barbecue?
Barbecue.
You came to the right place.
Yeah, this place of pits, all right.
No, not here. We don't have any barbecue here. You want to go to Boo's Barbecue.
That's right. If you look for good taste of open pit barbecue, but maybe the time or space or weather interferes with your plans.
Yeah, you want to go down to Boo's. That's Boo's Barbecue.
Boo's Barbecue, you say?
Yeah, you got that? Boo's Barbecue. They got beef, pork, chicken, ribs.
Ribs?
Ribs.
I like ribs.
You like ribs?
I like ribs.
Boo's Barbecue is
I got
where you
Billy
want
beer?
Yeah, I don't know about that. We're only allowed to talk about the barbecue.
I got the best barbecue sauce around, too. And if you work at Cortana Mall...
Do you work at Cortana Mall, Thurgood?
No, I don't work at Cortana.
Do you work around the Wooddale area?
One of those little vegetable stands. I sort of work all over, you know what I mean? Knife sharpening and vegetables.
Right. Where are you going to be today?
I can't tell you that. The police will be after me.
Oh, yeah, I understand. Well, look, if you get around the Cortana Mall, Wooddale, Terra neck of the woods...
Yeah, Boo's is a great place to lunch.
That's right.
Once you've had lunch, too...
You'll come back for din-din.
Not on my salary, you little sucker.
No, it's very economical over there.
Oh, it is?
Why don't you give it a try? Boo's Barbecue.
Sure you don't know whether they have Billy beer now?
I really don't know, Thurgood. You're into Billy Beer, Billy Beer.
Am I ever, buddy? Boo's Barbecue on Cora Drive across from the Broadmoor Shopping Center.
You know where that is, Thurgood, don't you?
Yeah, I know. It's right behind Mr. Gaddy's, right?
Mr. Gaddy's, you got it. Boo's Barbecue. We'll see you over there.
If you want to sell, get involved.
WJBO time 6:54.
6 minutes away from 6 o'clock. And now, on a morning dark and dreary, while we ponder weak and weary, I think that we shall never see another bit like Today in History.
That's probably right.
Thank you. Oh, okay. Try to calm down the studio audience here. Radio friends, it's time once again for that regular feature irritation of the Ross and Wilson Show. Here it comes, wherein we rummage around amongst the facts and faces, dates and places of our calendar of spectacular events, terrific, vainly searching for a shred of humor and or levity. Barring any unforeseen circumstances, this trip will be as futile as the last. And so, unless you're about to get the green light at the Florida and Foster Drive intersection, stop what you're doing and join me in welcoming back to our studio our resident historian, that frivolous philanderer of fact and fantasy and former navigator for Amelia Earhart, terrific, Dr. R. Ross Ross. Dr. R. Ross Ross. S-U-P-E-R and C-L-O-D.
Super Clyde.
You're on.
Oh, sorry. Today is February 2nd, Groundhog's Day. Today's birthdays include Graham Nash of Crosby, Stills, and Tommy Smothers, Jazzman Stan
Mom
Getz,
always liked you best.
Gail Gorton, Mr. Moody. You and I know.
James Getz? Did you say Stan Getz?
Stan Getz, yes, the jazzman.
Great tenor saxophone player.
James Joyce, the famous hard-to-read and harder-to-understand author. Are you carrying a potato in your pocket today?
No, but I got a copy of Ulysses.
Oh, well, that's good enough. Yasha Heifetz has a birthday today, too.
Shalom Aleichem.
Captain Sutter himself is the authority for this date, not January 14th, being the day that gold was discovered in California.
There's gold in there, yo!
Knew that was coming.
Go west, young man.
He said Jim Marshall rode 40 miles from the sawmill to the fort on the evening of February 2nd carrying a pouch of the shiny stuff.
Shiny stuff?
Also, the first of several wolf meetings was held in Oregon in this state in 1843.
Wolf
They
meetings?
weren't Cub Scouts. They were settlers organized to protect themselves against hungry timber wolves.
Sounds like fun.
But they didn't just feed them dog food. I don't know.
I don't know. Outpost.
Professional movie stuntman came into being on this date in 1912. Frederick Law, a former steeplejack, staged a parachute jump for a motion picture company from the torch of the Statue of Liberty.
Gad, Zeus
It's
Buffalo
true.
Bob.
And it was indicated that the star made the jump on the titles. You know, Mr. Law's insurance man went into some other business after that.
Yes, I
And
understand.
speaking of movies, it was also on this date the first movie close-up in 1893, filmed by William Dixon at Edison Studio in West Orange.
How close was it?
We talked about that yesterday. The close-up was featured in the world's first copyrighted film, Fred Ott's Sneeze.
Gee, it must have been a romantic comedy.
Yes, it was, guess what, of Fred Ott sneezing.
Sneezing,
Yes.
right. Gee.
Fred was great in the movie. He even won the Oscar that year for Best Supporting Nose. Hey, they can't all be gems.
Oh, by the way, Doc, it was on this date back in 1959 that the little town of, the little town of Bruley first won the coveted Don Rickles Hospitality Award.
Yes.
Isn't that exciting?
Terrific.
Yeah.
I thought I'd enjoy that.
Here we go.
May the 5th. WJBO time 6:58.
And now, So, time once again to announce WJBO's VIP of the day, and he is Roy Askren.
Roy Askren?
Yeah, he invented a little white pill of acetylsalicylic acid. It's,
terrific.
No, that's aspirin, isn't it?
Oh.
Well, close enough. Roy Askren. Roy, for all that clean living and the fine job that you're doing, WJBO and Cole's Florist and Greenhouse, 2834 Highland Road, is going to send you a bromelade today.
No, bromeliad.
They're going to send you a fall arrangement today. Well, how about a green plant, Roy?
Gimbal.
And now, in a galaxy long ago and far away...
This is C-3PO. R2-D2. R2-D2. Where is he? Is that you, R2-D2? Oh, sorry, Beverly.
WJBO. Baton. More poison fruit. I'm David Hartman.
And I'm Beverly Lauren, WJBO News.
The news.
Now, rain has at least temporarily ended in Baton Rouge, and the temperature is 41.
We're waiting till the sun shines, Eric.
The only thing happy is the mildew. I'm David Hartman.
And I'm Beverly Lauren, WJBO News.
And now we go into the archives where the news that failed to make it on this newscast with Ross and Williams.
Thank you, David.
Thank you very large. Hot news from the medical scene. The Russian flu is spreading in the United States.
Right, last night on the news, the scientists said that it's confined mainly to people who are under 24 because a variation of the strain went around in the early 50s, and everybody that got it then didn't get it now.
Now, you may be asking yourself, how do you know if you've got the Russian flu?
Hey, buddy, how do I know if I got the flu? You know what I mean?
Well, there's three major symptoms.
Yes, high fever,
Dizziness,
and every 30 minutes you get the Trotskys. 7:13 at WJBO.
13 minutes after 7 o'clock, rainy, 42 degrees, cloudy, and it's Wednesday with the... no, it isn't either. It's Thursday.
Groundhog's Day.
Let me turn the page.
Where you been?
It's Thursday on the Ross and Wilson Show, only one day away from another medium-rare appearance of the Ross and Wilson team. We'll be out at the rodeo tomorrow night at 8 o'clock.
Making a real donkey out of ourselves.
As we place our...
Yes, on the line.
Yes, as we ride a wild...
burro.
Yes, Ross and Wilson on the hoof at the radio tomorrow, 8 o'clock.
No, at the rodeo.
At the radio. At the rodeo. Whatever.
I'll settle for anything at this point.
Well, the rodeo or the radio. Radio on the rodeo. Anyway, we'll be out there tomorrow night at the LSU Agriculture Center, the barn, the Cow Palace, as we fondly know and love it.
Now, let me remind you, at 3 o'clock this afternoon, Steve Cannon, who solved a large part of our problem when he agreed to take one of our litter bags home, he'll be holding forth, as the saying goes.
As we say in the trade.
Speaking of litter bags...
Yes, we have many.
Many?
Many.
Just about 10,000 of the little suckers.
Yeah, they all came in.
And we'll be telling you where to pick them up in moments right here at WJBO, right after Skywatch. Ends February the 5th.
WJBO time 7:17, 42 cloudy degrees.
Patchy fog in the Baton Rouge area.
Rex Ross is straight ahead with the cheap, trashy, and somewhat sleazy showbiz rumor of the day.
Right after news with Beverly Lawrence and Neil Diamond.
WJBO. Baton Rouge.
The Doc begins tour. Good morning, I'm Beverly Lauren, WJBO News.
And now...
Could have fooled me. Time once again to exercise our keen sense for the obvious as we pillage the pits and delve into the depths of the damp and dusty, disabling and debilitating, dark yet dingy Ross and Wilson Musical Archives and Body Odor Analysis Center, for we do the Frug down memory lane.
Where we do the Frug?
It's an old 50s expression that we used up north.
I see. Let me guess, Tano and I are going to like this one, huh?
Speak with respect. This is the disc jockey national anthem coming up.
I'll believe that when I see it. You ready, Tano? All right, roll 'em, fella.
All rise. WJBO time 7:28.
I mean, like nothing.
How about just a $5 bill there, Ray?
Forget it.
No. They're all like that. 1959, and Ray Charles with the disc jockey national anthem.
59, huh? Wow. How soon they forget.
We didn't listen to that up in Watertown, Connecticut.
You didn't?
No. They didn't have, I don't know, they didn't have it on the jukebox. So we listened to it on the radio. We pick up
strange.
WABC in New York up there and listen to it then. Ray Charles, great hit. Billy Ann Linhart didn't like that song.
She didn't.
No, she came from a very rich family.
Well, at 59, I was only 8 years old. That was the year that Uncle Fritz, my soul and inspiration, came to stay with me, so to speak.
Soul and inspiration.
Speaking of Ray Charles.
One of the Righteous Brothers, yeah.
No, Uncle Fritz was a psychologist.
Psychologist?
Yes, as you know, I have a degree in psychology.
Yes.
So do you, as a matter
Yeah,
of fact.
well, that's close enough.
But Uncle Fritz was the guy that inspired me to go on and get my degree.
I didn't have an Uncle Fritz. How did he inspire? Let me ask you. Here we go, folks. Watch this. Ross, how did he inspire? How did your Uncle Fritz, how did he go about, what did he do to inspire you, Ross?
I thought you'd never ask.
Yes, I thought.
Well,
here he comes.
He always told us kids 50% of the population have heavy emotional problems, even though they appear normal.
Oh, really?
So if you want to stay straight, keep away from normal-looking people.
Mobile phone. It's the easiest way known to keep in touch. Quality, value, and service from Rin Stationery Company, 4001 Florida Boulevard, where good ideas just keep on happening.
WJBO time, 7:34.
For the next few minutes, this show will conduct the test of the Emergency Action Nausea System. This is only a test. If during the test you feel upset, queasy, nauseated, this is normal. Or rather, you are normal.
Now, wait a minute.
And this is merely your natural heterosexual preferences reacting violently to the cheap, trashy, and somewhat sleazy showbiz rumor of the day. With all the news that is news from Hollywood, Tinseltown, Las Vegas, New York, European film capital, Sin Cities of the Western world, as well as exclusive hotline reports from the jet set and superstar hideaway, Gonzales, jambalaya, black pot, and car capital of the Western world. Here he comes, sliding down the razor blade of life and into our studios once again, that piranha of gossip, that sower of scandal,
Yes, I am.
and former maitre d' at Wang's Oriental Delicatessen.
Now, wait a minute.
Rex Ross.
This is the show that answers the question, if there were no gravity, could Dolly Parton see where she was going?
Probably not.
Shooting was held up on Starsky and Hutch for nearly an hour, Brian, while star Paul Michael Glaser romped with a group of visiting deaf children.
Romped?
Glaser ran into the kids in the studio commissary at lunch and was so enthralled by the youngsters, he just lost track of the time while playing with them.
Lost track.
And the question that's been fascinating a few million women, and a few of us men, too.
Very few.
What is Warren Beatty really like?
Who cares?
Gets an answer from a Hollywood model who says she knows him well.
How well?
She says he's just as exciting anywhere in the house as in the bedroom.
Oh.
He likes to talk politics and about books.
In the bedroom?
And she even said, I don't think he likes women all that much. I thought President Carter's ensemble was so wrong for the mood he wanted to set last night, Brian.
Do you really, right?
We were all hoping for the Panama hat.
Panama hat.
Even
yeah.
if he hadn't done that, he could have at least worn what I wear when I get serious.
What was that,
My
right?
negligee,
Oh.
black mesh stockings, and pink flip-flops.
Easy, big fella.
I mean, really, très chabé, if you know what I mean.
I do.
Well, I must run.
Yeah, I wish you would.
Well, let me remind you, I'll be making another rare public appearance this afternoon at the Burger King.
Burger King.
On Airline Highway.
Let me guess.
Autographing people's buns.
No doubt.
Yes, they said I could have it my way. Bye.
Bye, Rex. Always a pleasure. And on tonight's large... please hold down your applause. We don't want to give him too much encouragement. On tonight's large movie, friends, a special for television filmed entirely in the Baton Rouge area, The Search for Noah's Ark. After 40 days and 40 nights of continuous rain, the residents of the capital city fear they have come into judgment for littering the streets and for some off-the-cuff comments made by the university basketball coach. Fearing for their lives, they begin a frantic search for the historic vessel, only to learn that it was lost by Governor Edwards while in Las Vegas when he drew to an inside straight. There's an all-star cast featuring Jimmy the Greek as the governor, Don Rickles as Coach Brown, and WJBO's Kevin McKay as the Ark.
It's free. It's the all-new 1978 Boat Show Sale Week. All participating dealers will be offering special low prices on 78 boats, motors, trailers, and sporting goods. In Cortana Mall.
WJBO time 7:39. Let's congratulate Mort Katz, Phyllis Nielsen, Don Wilson, and Mrs. Leslie LeBlanc.
They're all $20 richer for helping Ross and Wilson clean up Baton Rouge in our search for the garbage truck the other day.
Yeah, we'll be doing it again next week, or at least Brian will.
Anyway.
One of those things.
By the way, a reminder, we're going to be making another one of our medium rare public appearances.
That's right.
Saturday morning.
10:30.
Out at the University Lake Dock.
We'll be sitting on the dock of the lake, so
as it were. The Civil Engineering Society's concrete canoe races are are going to take place out there, and we're going to have a hand, or a paddle, as it were, in
They
that.
said it was right up our alley. Say,
Yeah. Bring your children along with you.
speaking of children, are you one of millions of persons who don't have any children?
Ever wonder what it would be like to have some?
Well,
How many times have you said to yourself,
I'm not sure if I'd like to put up with a kid all the time, but sure would be nice to have one around the house occasionally.
especially when the lawn gets long?
right.
Well, now you can, thanks to Ross and Wilson's Rent-A-Kid.
That's right. For just pennies per day, you can rent your very own authentic human child.
Just think of the fun you'll have when he tries to flush your telephone down the toilet.
Imagine your delight when little Johnny or Joyce conducts a scientific experiment to see which will hit the floor first.
A bottle of milk?
Or a bottle of orange juice.
Yes, Ross and Wilson's Rent-A-Kids are guaranteed cute and lovable, and they make wonderful conversation pieces.
So the next time you're in the mood for the pitter-patter of little feet,
Call Ross and Wilson's Rent-A-Kid.
and ask about our new lease purchase plan.
WJBO. Baton Rouge.
The coal strike may be near an end. Good morning. I'm David Hartman, WJBO News.
WJBO time 7:52. Simon and Garfunkel, nothing but the dead of night in my little hometown.
Yeah, reminds me of Watertown, Connecticut. WJBO time 7:52 is what he said. 8 minutes away from 8 o'clock. And for those of you who have, let me see, today's Thursday, right? Gee, it's just 2 weeks from tonight, we make still another medium rare public appearance.
That's right, Bel Air High School.
That's right, the 4th annual All Boys Beauty Pageant.
Rex Ross will be there as one of the judges.
Plus, we'll also have our own entry.
We will?
Yeah, we got our mystery entrance.
You didn't tell me about that.
Well, I really, it's a special arrangement, a special concession that they made to us. They said, would you come out and MC? I said, only if we can bring our own contestant.
They don't know what they're going into.
Well, it's true. We better not say that too loud. They might hear us.
Okay. Anyway, we'll be out there at Bel Air High School. That's 8 p.m. Thursday the 16th.
Yeah, admission's $1, and it goes to a really good cause to raise money for the Brigade, which is all the folks that support the athletic events out there. The cheerleaders, flag twirlers, and all the rest of that business.
Terrific. And by the way, speaking of athletic events, let me remind people.
Family event.
Next LSU basketball game is this Saturday at 2:50. LSU versus the University of Georgia at Athens, Georgia.
Dale Brown will be there with his team, his muzzle, and his orchestra.
Still to come.
Yes.
We have letters from our listeners coming up, and also your horoscope, another edition of the soap opera, and
Today in History.
it's all coming up right after Skywatch.
Brought to you by the Morning Advocate. You can't afford to be without it. Listen to this.
For only WJBO time 7:55 with Ross and Wilson. It's
5 minutes away from
42
8 o'clock.
degrees, cloudy skies.
Yes, it is. Excuse me, sir.
Oh, yes, Sonny.
Are you who I think you are?
Yes, Sonny, I am.
Well, you're either very early or very late, aren't you?
I'm not here in Baton Rouge for that, Sonny. I'm here to load up on morning treat coffee bags for the rest of the year.
Oh, yeah? You drink morning treat, too,
Yes,
huh?
Sonny, I do. Mrs. C and I really like Morning Treat's full-bodied flavor, but that's not the real reason we buy Morning Treat.
Oh, really? What is the real reason?
Mrs. C and I enjoy the convenience of Morning Treat coffee bags.
Oh, really?
Yes, but that's not the real...
Steinberg Sports Center, Martrains Marine, The Sport Shop, Knox Marine, Gonzales Marine, Cooper's Marine, Bonfanni Marine, Boating Incorporated, and Aquamarine. The sale ends February the 5th.
We're having a sale at Audubon Ford Cars and Airline. We want to be your Ford dealers.
Those letters, I love those letters. Let's find out what you got to say. Oh, boy! Mailman, mail today.
WJBO time 7:57. Welcome again to the write-in portion of the Ross and Wilson radio program.
Dipping down into the mailbag once again.
I have a letter here from a Mr. The Elmer Cludd, Plank Road in Baton Rouge.
Yes.
Mr. Cludd very disturbed about last night.
Yeah, apparently so. Let's see what he says here. Says, Dear Ross and Wilson, I was very upset last night when I turned on my television. Most people are. Oh, to find Jimmy Carter staring me in the face with that big toothy grin.
Good point.
Well, I can't say that I blame you, Pally. I don't know whose idea the fireside chats was, but they ought to be shot. Too late. It's too late. It threw my whole evening off, having to wait an extra half hour for Charlie's Angels.
Yeah, well,
you can tell what kind of mentality we're dealing with here. And the way he was dressed. If President Carter wants to change his image, why doesn't he use Preparation H on his head? I was also a little bit worried about Jimmy's unusual suggestion about getting Panama President Omar Torrijos to come to Washington for a canal treaty hoedown.
A hoedown?
Mr. Nixon was an expert on foreign affairs. Why doesn't Carter get his opinion? Very concernedly yours, Elmer Cludd.
Get the feeling some of these people read more into the president's speeches than what's there.
Yeah, well, that's not too hard to do.
Well, Mr. Cludd, I'm not really sure you want Nixon's opinion on anything.
Yeah.
His getting into politics would Kind of be like having a party for the Miss America contestants and inviting Jack the Ripper. But you are right in one way.
What's that?
It wasn't very kind of the president to refer to Omar Torrijos as the Loch Ness Monster. Your Firestone dealer believes in power to the people in the Beaumarchais Mall. WJBO time, 8 o'clock. And now, with the news, the WJBO news team with David Hartman and Beverly Lawrence.
WJBO. Baton Rouge.
Oranges can be a bitter fruit. I'm David Hartman.
And I'm Beverly Lauren, WJBO News.
The news.